Hello guys, today we'll be completing our last tutorial where we start making these enemies, and the first thing we're going to do is to change their tag from untag to deadly and save it as a prefab by dragging it into the prefabs folder so that we can now have several of them. And let's get started. Now one thing that we want to do is to make our player able to kill these little bastards, and that's what we're going to take care now. Just like in Mario, if our player jumps on top of them, they should die. And how can we do that? Well, let me show you. Right, imagine that this is our enemy, and we're going to make a program where if our enemy is hit from this line to the top of his head, then the enemy dies. And now, how can we do that? Well, we're going to set default height, and let me show you. How can we do this? Imagine that this is the y-axis, and in here this line is at height 1 and this height here is at height 2. 2 minus 1 equals a positive number. But for example, imagine that this point over here, any point like this one or this one, are like minus 2. Well, minus 2 minus 1 equals minus 1, which is a negative value. And so what we're going to do is, so if the height of where our player collides with the enemy is above the height, which is, and it will make it bigger, then the enemy dies, else we die. So let's make that code right now in our enemy script. Okay, so in the enemy script we're going to define that height where our enemy becomes vulnerable, and to do it we're going to create a public transform called weakness, and in Unity we're going to create a new empty game object by pressing Ctrl+Shift+N, attach it to our enemy, name it weakness, and change its representation so that you can see it in the inspector. And for this enemy, that point should be like here, so that from this height from above to above our enemy can die and will die. Now in the code you're going to have to attach that weakness point into there, and we're going to use the height of this weakness point relative to the player's position. So in here we're going to create the on collision enter 2D, so that some interactions will be made, and it will have a collision 2D parameter 2D called call. Now what exactly will happen in this collision? The first thing we're going to do is to check if the other game object is our player. So if call.gameObject.tag equals player, then some code will execute. Now what we are using here is this over here, the collision 2D. So the game object thing variable, it's basically the game object that our enemy is colliding with. So if that game object is our player, is the player, then we're going to make some code. Remember all this talk? Well, now we're going to put that to use. Create a float called height, and that height will be equal to the difference between two things, that colliding point and the height of that weakness line. And how can we access the exact point in world space where our game objects are colliding, well, we simply use collision or call dot collider call, simply use call dot contacts, and this is an array of every point where the enemy is colliding with something, and we want to know the first point dot point, and this will give us an exact position of what that point is. Because we want the y to later on see the distance, put there a y, and we're going to subtract it by the height of this transform over here. So weakness dot position dot y, and if you remember in here, if that contact point is greater than the line, it will be a positive value. If that contact point is below that line, it will be a negative value. So we're going to make it so that if height greater than 0, if it's a positive number, well, we're going to make our enemy die. So I'm going to create here a function called the dice function to call it. We'll create it later on. Now another thing that we want to do if the enemy gets hit in the head is to make the player give a little jump, just like Mario has. So to make that happen, go on to call dot rigid body, which accesses the rigid body of what this enemy is colliding with, which will be the rigid body of the player, dot add force, and we're going to edit a new vector to force, which will be 0 in the x, and it will be equal to something like 300 in the y. With this done, let's create that dice function. So create it over here on the bottom, and well, what will happen in that dice function? First, we're going to make the enemy play its death animation, and if you recall, in our enemy, the death animation will happen when the stomp will be equal to true. So let's set it to true. Let's create an animator here and set that animator to be equal to the components that's attached to this enemy, which is named animator. And with this we are accessing the animator component of this enemy, and in that animator, which is this one over here, we're going to set a bool, which is the stomped bool, to true. And now our enemy should play the death animation whenever we jump on top of it. Now one thing that we also want to do is to destroy the enemy after some time. So destroy this game object after 0.5 seconds, it's okay. And we're going to also change the tag of this game object to something else, because right now if our player collides with it, our player will die, because if you recall, it has the deadly tag. So we want to change it to something else. I'm going to create a tag called neutralized, and you can copy it from here to the code, and we're going to set this game object dot tag to be equal to neutralized. With this done, it should be running. Our player should now have that animation working correctly. Let's see if it all works. Oh, I forgot to apply on this enemy so that all enemies have that are the same. Okay, and if I jump on top of them like I did right now, as you can see I jump up and the enemy dies, but for some reason the death animation is not playing. Is it? Something is wrong with this animation, so we're going to go on to that animation, which is in the simple enemy, and it has something wrong. Anyways, if this happened to you too, just apply that death animation sprite again, like I did right now, and hopefully it should all be working now. Let's see. Yes, it does work. But as you can see, our player keeps on moving, our enemy keeps on moving even after he's been stumped. So just to add one more thing into our enemy death animation, which will be a curve, a rigid body 2D curve, and is kinematic, and set it to true, so that none of the forces or anything else is applied to the enemy, and now the enemy will sit still after it dies. As you will see now, whoops, I died. As you can see, the enemy sits still and we jump. And that's it for today, guys. Thank you for watching and see you next time.